Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Cole Crookie from Crookie Books, and if you wanted to know how to pronounce that, it's cookie but with an R, Crookie, if you were wondering. So, this video will be documenting what I like about books right now, and I think that's important for two big reasons. One, I'm going to change as a reader the more I get into reading. I'm pretty early on in my journey. I'd probably say I've probably read a total of 40 books, if even. So, very new, and I'm still proud of that number. I'm excited to continue to love reading. But the second reason is a little bit more of a selfish one, but I want you guys to give me recommendations based on some of the things I like. So if you see some of these aspects in the stories that you're reading, then we can just talk about them, and I'll learn about more good books. Alright, so here we go. So the first thing that I love in sci-fi and fantasy has got to be political intrigue. I love good action as much as anyone, but the scenes where it's just dialogue between two characters wordsmithing against each other in an effort to make a political move inside the story, it's just so fun to read about. I think a good example of this that I've read recently is Sun Eater. I think it does a great job of Hadrian having to battle all of these different institutions, whether they're religious or the court of the empire, and him having these conversations, not even trying to rise. Maybe he's trying to rise, but I think you guys know what I'm saying. But this political intrigue that takes place over a story, I think is really compelling. So I love that aspect of story. Another thing that I kind of mentioned earlier was intense dialogue. So, again, I don't hate books that go into detail about description and imagery. I think it's great. I think it's good for world building, of course. However, I think I enjoy just two characters talking, me being able to picture that scene of them having this talk. It doesn't even have to be emotional, but that's impactful to me, because you get to see what kind of person they are through their actions, and that's, as readers, that's one of the best ways to judge a character, is based off their interactions with other humans or other species, or whatever's going on in the story. So I think intricate dialogue, emotional dialogue, love it. I love it. Give me more. Alright, next would probably be dramatic characters. And I'll give you guys some examples of people that they don't necessarily have to be like these characters, but I love characters that are just dramatic all the time. They could be a little annoying, they can be a little arrogant, but I love, like, the show, like them putting on a show for us, the reader, just because that's just who they are. So again, I'll mention Sun Eater because everyone knows Hadrian Marlowe is melodramatic all the time, and I love it. He speaks like he's in a drama every time he steps onto a scene, so I love that. Another big one, and the reason I got into fantasy, is Kvothe, or Quoth. I don't know how the correct pronunciation of his name, from Name of the Wind. He is the epitome of dramatic characters. Like, he's from an acting background, so it makes sense for his character, but wow, the way he's able to get out of situations, sometimes he doesn't, but it's just awesome. And he talks so intelligently. Now I'm getting into Kvothe's character, but anyways, I love dramatic characters. I think they put a nice spin on the story. They make things interesting. They make you laugh. Sometimes they're being a little extra, but that's okay. We love them. We love them. Okay, this one's a complete 180, and it is tragedies. So characters that, maybe I think the term is fall from grace. That they had a good trajectory and they just plummeted. Something happened. And it's like, it's sad to see, but the reason I like that in books is it's so real. Like, you can try to be the best man that you can be or the best woman that you can be, and you'll just fall. You'll continue to fall. And some characters learn how to get back up, and that's like a cool little arc. But I love this like tragedy of a character, maybe even turning evil. I can't think of a specific example right now, but there's tons of characters in fiction that I've read that just have these sad backstories because they choose to fall from grace. They choose the dark side. I mean, Star Wars has a lot of those examples. I guess that would be actually a perfect example is Anakin Skywalker, because yes, he was manipulated in some ways, but I watch episode 3 of Star Wars a lot, and I'm like, oh, is he gonna stay good? I hope he stays good. It's like, oh my god. I wish I could change the outcome, but since it's so tragic and dramatic, I love it. I love his fall from grace. I love that was the way George Lucas planned out the series. And I know it was already in motion with 4, 5, and 6. But wow, like stuff like that. It's great to see not everyone winning. I think is a great. I always try to. Okay, this one's a little more general, and I might have mentioned it earlier. I actually do love great action scenes. I think if done well, I can be in this fast-paced world with all this fighting going on. And I don't have a lot of experience with this, to be honest. Whether it be magic, whether it be swords, whether it be guns, whatever. I think Red Rising, when I think of action, I think of Red Rising. And I also think of war. Like, it's not just war for the sake of war in Red Rising. Like, he flushes out his characters through this trauma that they go through, and these relationships that they build. I mean, it's just a giant war in so many characters, this great cast of characters. It's like, how does he do it? I don't know how he does it. He has so much to think about, but wow. Great action can bring out a lot in characters. It shows you how they deal with stress. It shows you how they deal with the bad things and with grief, with loss. Yeah, so I'm a fan of action. I wouldn't say it's my number one thing I'm looking for in a book, but it's up there. And I think it's a perfect segue into something that's not action here. And I'm going to go with philosophy. Characters that really think about their actions and how they're affecting their community or their world at large. And I think beyond philosophy, it's just I like exploring these deeper themes of, it could be a religion, it could be, like I said, philosophy. A lot of people are scared of that, but I have my own views, but it's always nice to get a new perspective. And maybe it'll make you think differently about your current values, your current worldview. And you only get that by, accepting the text for what it is. I think a lot of times when we go into books, we try to bring ideas and worldviews from the outside and we try to enforce it on the text. And it's like, that's not how it works. So I think being present and reading the text for what it is, we can really get a lot out of it. I mean, it can change the way you think. Um, I think the best example I have for this sort of philosophical and deep growth that I'm looking for is Vinland Saga. It's right behind me. I mean, wow. A lot of those ideals in that book really speak to me, and I want to know how to, put that into my life. I mean, if you haven't read Vinland Saga, it's a manga. I mean, in the Viking Age, about a young boy that something tragic happens in his past, and he is forced to adopt the Viking lifestyle and all that comes with it. And after that, he goes through a series of events that I'm not going to talk about because they're spoilers, but he learns, like, wow, can I be something more than this killing machine? So he has to think about that, and it's a journey, but wow, that's an emotional story. Um, but it's these deeper things of, like, who am I really as a person? And that stuff is interesting to me. That stuff's so interesting to me. Just exploring who you are. And the fact that I can figure that out by reading other people's lives and books that are fictional is, like, amazing. So it's another aspect that I like in books. This one's way general, but this is what I'll cap it off with. I love, right now, the genre I like, and I know that's not super helpful because it can encompass a lot, but sci-fantasy, so sci-fi fantasy, honestly, like a blend. Like, I've been reading a lot of sci-fantasies. Like, I know I'm gonna love Dune. Once I read Dune, it's like, it has some fantasy elements, but it's in a sci-fi world. I love that. I love that. Red Rising, of course. Sun Eater. I just read The Failures by Benjamin Lyer. I did a discussion with him, which was awesome. But it's these sci-fantasy worlds. And maybe I just like sci-fi and fantasy. I don't know why I keep saying sci-fantasy. But there is a different distinction, though, when you mesh the two of them and you put them in one book. But yeah, I mean, it's great. So those are the things that I currently enjoy about reading and sci-fi and fantasy. Leave a comment if you guys, have similar interests or you have recommendations that I should go into. But this is going to be like episode 1, and I'll do these, I don't know, every 3 or 4 months because I'm going to grow as a reader, which is awesome. So I get to share that with you guys. But yeah, thanks for watching, and have a great day. Peace.